You've spent your entire life running, haven't you? Running from the noise in your mind, running from the pain you couldn't name, running from the version of yourself you swore you'd never become. But here you are, lying in the dark, scrolling, searching for something you can't quite describe. You tell yourself it's motivation, wisdom, peace, but deep down, it's something simpler. You just want silence, the kind that doesn't terrify you when you finally find it. Tonight, you won't run. You'll stop. You'll listen. And maybe, for the first time, you'll understand what the Stoics meant by mastering the self. Because Stoicism isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about remembering that your emotions were never your enemy. Your reaction to them was. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But the truth is, most of us never realize it. We wake up each morning already at war, with time, with expectation, with the endless scrolling chaos of other people's lives. We seek control over everything and everyone, except the only thing that was ever truly ours, our perception. Epictetus, the slave-turned-philosopher, said that a man is free not when nothing can restrain him, but when nothing can disturb him. And that is the secret that you forgot. You've been chasing freedom by rearranging your external world, but all along, the chains were internal. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, when I get there, then I'll be happy? When I get the job, when I get the body, when I find love. But every time you arrive, the horizon moves just a little further away. That's because the mind you carry there is the same one that was never content here. The Stoics understood this paradox centuries ago. They lived through plagues, wars, exiles, and yet they discovered something we still can't seem to grasp. That suffering isn't in the event itself, it's in the judgment we attach it to. You've built an empire of distraction to protect yourself from discomfort, but comfort is the slowest form of death. Every time you avoid what hurts, you feed what controls you. Every time you escape the storm, you grow weaker in the calm. Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." The Stoics would have agreed, pain itself isn't the problem. Meaningless pain is. You can endure anything when you understand what it's for, but you can't heal from what you refuse to look at. So, tonight, as the world sleeps, you'll begin the real work. Not the kind that builds wealth or followers or reputation, but the kind that builds peace. Close your eyes. Breathe. Notice what rises in the silence. The fear, the guilt, the shame they've been trying to tell you something, that you've been living according to the wrong master. Not reason, not virtue, but fear. The fear of insignificance. You want to be free? Then stop trying to be more than others and start becoming more than you were yesterday. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And he was right. Most of your suffering exists nowhere but in the theater of your mind. You've rehearsed tragedies that never happened, conversations that never occurred, failures that never arrived. You've been both actor and audience in your own self-made nightmare. The Stoics weren't trying to suppress emotion. They were trying to purify perception, to see the world without distortion, without illusion, to realize that peace isn't found in having no problems. It's found in the ability to meet them without losing yourself. Imagine your mind as a fortress. Every thought you allow inside shapes its walls. Every distraction weakens its gate. Every fear you feed becomes a soldier that turns against you. Machiavelli once said that the strongest fortress is the one built within the hearts of men. He meant that real power isn't control over others, it's the ability to rule oneself. You think freedom means doing whatever you want, but that's not freedom, that's slavery to impulse. True freedom is doing what is right, even when every part of you wants to do otherwise. You were born into noise, notifications, opinions, endless comparisons. It's no wonder you can't hear your own thoughts anymore. You've outsourced your attention to machines that profit from your distraction. And yet the Stoics warned of this very thing centuries before the algorithm. They called it the mind's scattering, to be everywhere except where you are, to exist in 1,000 futures and 1,000 fears, but never in the present moment. Plato described it as the soul forgetting itself, losing its connection to what is eternal. You call it burnout. He called it spiritual amnesia. But you can remember. Right now, as you listen, your mind is quieting, not because I've given you something new, but because I've reminded you of something ancient, the truth you've always known. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness watching them pass. Marcus Aurelius practiced this nightly. He would review his day before sleep, not to judge himself, but to understand. Where did I act with reason? Where did I act with ego? This was his meditation, his reset. And tonight, it's yours. Think of the things that angered you today, the person who ignored you, the task you failed, the fear that whispered you weren't enough. Now see them as clouds, temporary, shifting, harmless. They pass whether you chase them or not. You were never meant to hold them. This is the secret the Stoics carried through centuries. Peace is not found in perfection, but in presence. The more you resist what is, the more you suffer. The more you accept what is, the more you transcend it. You are not broken. You are becoming. And every pain you've endured was carving you into something wiser, more grounded, more real. There is no calm without chaos, no wisdom without confusion, no freedom without restraint. The Stoics didn't aim to escape the world. They aimed to master it by mastering themselves. They faced storms not to survive them, but to become the kind of person who could. So, tonight, as you drift into sleep, remember this. Your mind is not your enemy. It is your greatest tool. And what you plant in it tonight will shape who you become tomorrow. Let go of the noise. Release the past. Forgive yourself, not because you've done nothing wrong, but because growth demands it. The world may never slow down, but you can. And when you do, you'll realize something profound. You were never meant to escape your thoughts. You were meant to understand them. That is Stoicism. That is freedom.